Okay, next on the agenda is 15.10 second interim report, and that would be Mr. Richards.
And Mr. Richards is going to really just get down to the 3-year projection. If anybody's interested in his full-blown PowerPoint, they're invited to come Wednesday at what time? 5 o'clock for the budget presentation to the budget committee. But tonight, because of the time, we're just sort of going to get down to the bottom line.
And for the first time in quite a long time, I actually have better news at second interim than I had at first interim. And so, as a result, well, on the one night where I actually have some good news to say, my presentation is going to be the shortest one you've ever heard. However, the very good news is that we are moving from a qualified certification to a positive certification for the second interim report. And what that means is that over the course of the next 3 years, this year plus the next 2, we will be able to meet all of our obligations based on our current projections. There are several factors that weigh in on us being able to go from qualified to positive. The most significant one of those is the fact that it now appears that the state is finally going to fund a COLA next year. The governor has proposed putting it in the form of the local control funding formula. We're not going to go into the details of that tonight, but we'll talk about them a little bit more on Wednesday. But roughly that's $2.8 million worth of ongoing additional revenue for each of the years, the second and third year of the multi-year projection. We also are seeing very, very good control, and I must compliment all of the budget managers across the district with regard to keeping their expenses reined in. We're coming in well below the budget authorization and well below the first interim projection in many of our expenditure categories, particularly books and supplies and services and outside other operating expenses. And so it now appears that our operating deficit on the unrestricted side will be about $4.6 million for this year, and it projects to be about $5 million for each of the next 2 years. If K-3 class size reduction comes back in the third year of the multi-year, which right now is the 14-15 school year when it is currently statutorily required to return, that deficit will move back up to the $9 million range. However, even at $9 million, we can still make it out of the third year with a positive certification. We would definitely have to address things when we go into budget adoption if the legislature has not yet done anything with regard to either giving it a 1-year extension to match the other Tier 3 categoricals or the implementation of the governor's local control funding formula. But again, the very good news is that it looks like we're going to have a positive certification, about a $5 million operating deficit over the course of each of the next 3 years, and an unappropriated balance at this projection for June of 15 of $15 million.
Okay, thank you. This is an action item. By the way, one of the things I would always compliment Mr. Richards on is he knows educational budgets backwards and forward. I would never doubt your knowledge about budget. And that's good news that we're climbing out of the hole, because we got dinged a little in a newspaper article somebody sent me that said Mount Diablo's, you know, not crawling out of the hole. So that's the good news. I would take a motion, since this is an action item on the second interim report, if the board so chooses.
Madam President, I move that the board approve the district's second interim report certification as presented.
Is there a second? Motion by Mrs. Mayo, second by Mrs. Denler to approve the district's second interim report as recommended. And are there questions from board members at this time about that interim report? Okay, we're all clear on that one? Then we will go to a vote. And motion carries 4001. So congratulations on that.